Welcome everybody to this edition of Attention Talk Video. I'm your host, ADHD and attention coach, 𝐓𝐇𝐈𝐒. Today I'm here to talk about thinking and goal-directed thinking. Before we get into our content, I'd like to make you aware of children and adults with attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, better known as CHAD. They provide evidence-based and evidence-informed information on their website at 𝐂𝐎𝐆𝐒.org. Also want to make you aware of our sister station, Attention Talk Radio, at AttentionTalkRadio.com. Okay, so as I have coached over the years and studied Dr. Russell Barkley's construct of ADHD, I've become to realize that one of the elephants in the room, if you will, is thinking. Thinking is difficult for people with ADHD, and they have a tendency to escape. It looks like a focus problem, and it is, but it's an escape from the hard stuff. So I'm here today, let's talk about what thinking is, and so we can begin to understand it so that you can kind of begin to manage it. So like I like to do is we can talk about words all day long, but thinking is, well, executive function is kind of intangible. So what I try to do is come up with attention exercises to put you in an experience so you can kind of see what we're talking about inside of your head. So I want to make a distinction between thinking and goal-directed thinking. A lot of times people with ADHD, they have thoughts and their mind just kind of meanders all over the place. But goal-directed thinking is where you have thoughts and ideas or information, but you have to do something with it. And when you do, after you're done with something, you're done. So we're going to do a little exercise right now, for you guys to experience this. So this is goal-directed thinking, and in a moment I'm going to say 6 words very slowly. Please don't write them down, and please don't repeat the words out loud. So after I repeat those words, I'm going to give a little silence, and then I want you to think about putting those words in alphabetical order. So you can state them out loud when you're ready after a little bit of a pause. So again, I'm going to say 6 words very slowly. And then I want you to participate and begin to put them in alphabetical order, and we'll talk about it. So the words are teacher, zebra, igloo, kangaroo, bumblebee, hippopotamus. Now, a lot of you out there probably didn't even engage in this exercise. Some of you are like, oh my God, you were like kind of freaking out before it happened. And others like, oh, I got this. What I want you to notice is you had to load those words in your mind, and you had to manipulate them towards a goal. That being putting them together in alphabetical order and not forgetting the words. There's a process to that of loading that into your mind, manipulating them without forgetting them, and repeating them back. By the way, the answers is bumblebee, hippopotamus, igloo, kangaroo, teacher, zebra. That's thinking inside your head. Imagine if you were thinking outside of your head, like you wrote each word down on index cards and then you can move them around. Both are goal-directed behavior, but the difference is one is done inside of your head and one is done outside of your head. This is a really, really, really important distinction for many of you to understand that thinking inside of your head is very, very effortful, and often you escape. You escape to do something else because it's just too hard. Now, we don't think about this consciously. It's just a reaction. In fact, I would argue that it's an emotional reaction, like, oh my God, that's so hard. I'm not going to do it. Like many of you didn't engage in this activity because you were overwhelmed at the thought of doing this before it ever began, and you said, I'm not going to do this. What I want you to take from this video is to understand that ADHD is a focus issue, but often the problem is thinking is made more difficult. In coaching people, I don't try to coach them to try harder to think. I coach them to focus on how we can make thinking easier. Because if we can make it easier, then there's a more chance that you'll actually think as a result of it. I hope this video has given you pause to think about this a little bit and ponder it. Remember, daydreaming is thinking, but it's not towards a goal. The difference between what we described today and that is a goal-directed behavior. A lot of you like to think and you ponder and your mind's constantly racing. But the issue is, do you put it together towards a goal? And that's hard. Again, hope this gives you pause to think about this, begin to understand it, and have the mindset that if you're struggling, take a look at what you're doing. If it's a lot of heavy thinking, maybe you should focus on how to make thinking easier. With that, if you're new to our channel, please subscribe by hitting our subscribe button, and then leave a comment. What do you think about this and thinking? With that, I hope giving you a little bit of insight here. Catch us next week for another edition of Attention Talk Video. Take care.